Hello and welcome to Weird Around Illinois. Today we're going to talk about the two most common places to find Dogman, which is the state of Michigan and the state of Wisconsin. Let's get weird. When talking about Dogman, a lot of people say that he's a internet cryptid, something that just happened recently, but that's just not true. The first sighting of Dogman was actually in Michigan, in Wexford County, in 1887, when he was spotted by lumberjacks. Now, the first sighting in Wisconsin came a little bit later, in 1936. This, of course, begins the great debate on which state is the real Dogman state. So, we can evaluate this in a couple of different ways. One of the first things we can look at would be the number and quality of sightings.
In Michigan, it looks like there's been 7 through NADP. That's from 1975 to 2016.
And the sightings there, I think they're kind of similar to the Wisconsin sightings. A lot of road sightings, a couple of woods sightings. Not a lot of, attacks, right?
No, not a lot of attacks.
Okay.
Mainly just sightings, from the road, I'm guessing.
Right. And what about Wisconsin?
Yeah, the origin was in 1936. I myself have seen dozens of reports. I don't know the total number, but quite a few.
I think through North American Dogman Project it was 13, so
Okay.
almost double the number in that one source. But again, that's not the only source. I know, in Michigan, I can think of probably 5 sightings that I know of outside of North American Dogman Project.
Yeah.
And in Wisconsin, North American Dogman Project only lists one of the Bray Road sightings, and I know there were several. Usually when you talk about Wisconsin, you're talking about Beast of Bray Road.
Yeah, it's definitely a very common one.
Yeah. So what about the Dogman himself? How are they different?
Well, a Michigan Dogman, they're often seen as brown. I've seen brown and gray Dogmen. I've also heard of black ones that are just all black fur.
Yeah, and over in Wisconsin, it's more common to see a dark gray kind of cryptid that's actually 7 to 10 feet tall, actually. A very wide difference in some reports, but most commonly 7 feet.
And 7 feet seems to be the Michigan number too, right?
Right.
Yeah, very common. And it's also common to see yellow or orange eye shine, but their eyes are literally yellow.
Yeah. Same with Michigan. And I've also noticed with those, I'm probably getting ahead of myself a little bit, but those yellow eyes seem to be often associated with evil. Those seem to be some of the roughest dogmen out there.
Yeah. Now, one thing I noticed in the reports, and I know we got in some hot water over this before, talking about the musculature of Dogman, but whereas Michigan reportings often just say he looks like an upright dog, or he looks like a German Shepherd head on a human body, the Wisconsin Dogman reports always seem to spell out how muscular it is. And, built like a linebacker, big, wide, muscular body with a dog's head on it.
Same with Michigan.
Oh, you've heard that in Michigan too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just read the wrong reports.
Well, there's a lot of reports out there, and I think it's best not to just look at one source, because there's tons of different sources out there.
Right.
I did find it interesting that in Price County, there was actually a description that Dogman was able to jump like a kangaroo.
Oh, yeah.
I found that very interesting.
Interesting. Well, that brings us to the next section, which is unique attributes of Dogman in each area. So we've got him hopping like a kangaroo in one spot in Wisconsin. What's he doing in Michigan?
Well, I've noticed that they often seem to stand on their toes in Michigan. I've heard some in Michigan that just don't stay on their toes, they stand on their whole feet. But I just found that kind of weird.
Okay, so they're both in a way kind of stealthy, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Now, I read that one really unusual report in Michigan. I don't remember where it was, but it was somewhere in Michigan. There was a report of a Dogman. Once he went away, he was traveling from treetop to treetop, like leaping from tree to tree. That was the first time I'd ever heard of a Dogman doing that.
Yeah, but that would support the idea that Dogman must have really strong legs to be able to jump over roads, over trees,
Yeah.
you name it.
And it would lend strength to the idea of opposable thumbs, because he would almost have to be able to grab branches if he was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, with all this in mind, do you guys feel like we're talking about the same creature in both states? I mean, not necessarily one Dogman running back and forth across both states, but I mean, same species.
Absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of variations, that's for sure. Different colors. I did read actually in Wisconsin, there was one that had like red, brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that could kind of give the idea that there are different ones and kind of combining almost.
I think we're all in agreement that there is one species, at least in these two states. There's a little variation in there, but they're all roughly the same size with roughly the same attributes and roughly the same demeanor. So the states are close enough, it makes sense that they would be crossing back and forth between borders, because Dogman doesn't know what a state line is. Probably traveling along those rivers that link the two states. As always, thank you for listening, thank you for subscribing, and we will be talking more about this subject soon in a different way, so please tune in next week for more. Thank you.